seen him since he left Miss Jane last night for that concert.
Me neither. What's in the pan?
That's my hog jowls Melba. The smell of this has been known to bring that boy running from 100 yards. It don't seem to be working this morning.
Well, maybe Pa knows where Jethro is. He's upstairs trying on a shirt I made for him.
It's on, Ellie.
Can you believe that I made that all by myself?
Yeah. No.
Well, I did, except Cousin Bessie helped me with the detail work.
I really like my shirt, honey. Thank you.
Well, it looks a little snug, Paul. How does it feel?
Oh, I think it'll be okay. I won't be able to tell until the blood starts flowing again.
You better loosen the seams, Ellie. Your pa's eyeball on one side is bugging out a little.
What? I don't want to redo it. Bessie and me'll just run him up a whole new shirt.
Well, that ain't necessary.
Oh, it's no trouble. You won't believe it, but it only takes us 5 or 10 minutes.
Granny, are you wearing perfume this morning?
That's my hog jowls Melba. I put a little of the gravy behind my ears.
That kind of risky? Jethro smells it. He's liable to chomp first and ask questions later.
Maybe. But so far, I ain't been able to draw him out with that whole pan full.
Well, don't get impatient. Be a few minutes before he smells it all the way downtown.
Downtown? He went downtown without doing his chores?
Yeah, something about being at the music store when it opened.
He'll get music. I'll treat his rear to a hot little rhythm with my hickory switch.
He's mighty excited. Left without eating his regular breakfast. Just gulped down about 20 boxes of cornflakes.
20 boxes of cornflakes is his regular breakfast.
Yeah, but he usually eats them in a bowl with milk.
May I come in?
Howdy, Miss Jane.
I'll be right back. I want to change.
Whatever happened to that shirt?
Ellie.
Oh.
Come on, we'll have some coffee.
Oh, I can't, Granny. I'm on my way to work. But I had to stop by and tell you about the concert I took Jethro to last night.
Nice, was it?
Granny, that Sebastian Stromboli is an absolute virtuoso.
I thought he was a fiddle player.
He's a concert violinist. And you should have seen Jethro's reaction to the music. I think I have finally discovered his true interest.
Where you been? You've seen him around food before.
I mean music. On the way home, all he could talk about was playing the violin like Sebastian Stromboli.
I'm for putting anything in his hands that takes the place of a knife and fork. Jed, put a robe over that nightgown.
This is the new shirt Ellie made me. Tried tucking it in, but there wasn't room in my britches.
Ellie sure didn't inherit my talent. It's a good thing she got my looks.
So speaking of talent, I just stopped by to recommend that Jethro take violin lessons.
Say, that must have been what he was asking me when he was crunching his cornflakes this morning.
Well, I hope so. A familiarity with classical music can be most rewarding.
Yeah, them fellas that fiddled for the barn dance was always looked up to.
Granny, I was referring to the music of Brahms, Bach, Beethoven.
I never danced to that one, but it sounded like a real toe tapper.
Yes. But now, getting back to Jethro's violin lessons.
Sound like a dandy idea.
Wonderful. I'll try to find the very best violin teacher for him.
What about that goomer that you went to hear last night?
Granny, Sebastian Stromboli is one of the world's great violin players. He gets $10,000 just to appear for an hour.
That sounds a mite steep for a violin teacher, but we want the best, so you go get him.
Mr. Clampetts, you don't understand. He wouldn't teach Jethro.
Something wrong with Jethro?
Other than what we already know about.
No, it's just that...
Well, then, why don't you just ask this Stromboli fella?
Yeah, it can't do any harm.
Worst he can say is, folks, I'd rather not.
I can't quite imagine Sebastian Stromboli saying that.
Can I? He'd probably be tickled to teach Jethro.
Mr. Clampett, you don't...
I'll tell you what, if he won't do it for $10,000 an hour, you keep upping the price till you break him down.
All right, but I'm afraid the only person who will break down will be Mr. Drysdale. Here we are, Chief. And please stop snarling.
That's not a snarl. It's a cry of pain. Do you know what it's going to cost to hire this bull pusher, Spumoni?
Stromboli, and don't worry. He's so far above giving violin lessons, he'll be insulted no matter what we offer.
You must be kidding.
There are some things money cannot buy.
If that's your idea of a joke, you picked a very bad time for it.
Oh, maestro, thank you. That was beautiful. You made the violin come alive in your hand. I just heard Stromboli play. The man's an absolute genius, unbelievable, fantastic, magnificent, and I'm overcome, without doubt. The greatest violinist of all time is Sebastian Stromboli.
I'd like to meet him. I'm Melvin Drysdale.
Oh, you are meeting him. I'm Sebastian Stromboli. No handshaking, please. One over-exuberant admirer, and the music of the gods would be stilled forever.
Maestro, it's such a thrill to meet you.
Yes, I know how you must feel.
Well, I'll come right to the point, Mrs. Stromboli. I want you to give beginning violin lessons to a young man I know.
My ears are still intoxicated with my music. They're playing tricks. You couldn't have said beginning violin lessons.
That's right. I'm offering $10,000.
My ears have been slapped in the face.
All right. 15,000.
You insult Stromboli.
Oh, no, Maestro.
20,000. That's my final offer.
So, you think for a paltry $20,000 you can hire the greatest violinist in all the world to teach some old beginning violin lessons?
Of course not, Maestro.
Well, you can.
What?
Yes, I may be a genius, funny looking, play the violin, but that doesn't make me a nut.
Jethro, that is a cello. You rested on the floor to play it.
On the floor?
That's what the point is for.
Oh, I was wondering about that thing. Every time I put it up underneath my chin to play, I speared my Adam's apple.
You realize it was too large to play that way?
This ain't bad. What's real work is holding up that overgrown fiddle yonder.
Jethro, that is a bass viol. You don't play that under your chin either.
I say you don't.
Why are you trying out all these other instruments? I thought you wanted to become another Sebastian Stromboli.
I do. But I figured if he can be such a hit playing that itty-bitty violin, I'll be twice as popular with the girls playing one that's bigger.
Yeah. I thought you enjoyed the music at the concert.
Oh, it was wonderful. Put me to sleep just like that. The best part was when I woke up.
At what part of the performance?
The end. When everybody was clapping. That's when these pretty girls come up and give old Stromboli a bouquet of roses and a big kiss.
You mean that's all you got out of the concert?
I didn't even get that. Stromboli did.
And I thought you had a serious interest in music.
I do. What a way to meet girls.
Oh, dear. And we are paying all that money so the great Sebastian Stromboli can teach you the violin.
Well, I sure hope he gets here soon. I want to learn how by supper, so as I can have a concert in time to get me a date for the weekend.
You made a terrible mistake.
Don't worry, Miss Jane. If he ain't that good a teacher, there's one violin here that I'm already pretty good at playing.
There is?
Yeah. Puny little thing. It's got a real nice tone.
Howdy, I'm Jed Clampetts.
Oh, I'm Stromboli.
Pleased to meet you.
No one has shaken Stromboli's hand in 20 years.
Oh, you poor man.
What have you done?
Well, just set your heart at rest. You found friend. Let me carry it.
No, I'll carry that. It contains my Stradivarius.
What would you fiddle?
The Stradivarius is a very old, handmade violin.
Oh, well, don't you worry. With what I'm paying you, you'll be able to buy a good one.
Where is Miss Hathaway? She was supposed to meet me here.
She's inside, but before you go, Granny wanted me to make sure that the first song you taught Jethro was Redneck Romance.
I play the music of only the immortal composers.
Well, you ought to know this one. It was wrote by Stumpy Peckinpah. Remember? He just strummed the gitbox.
I've never heard of the song Stumpy Peckinpah or the Gitbox.
Oh, well, I'm sure Granny was settled for you teaching Jethro, you got a hog jowl where your heart ought to be.
To my great good fortune, I've never heard that one either.
Oh, sure you have. Why don't I hum it for you?
Please.
All right.
Oh,
You got a hog jowl.
excuse me, Mr. Clampett. I should like to speak to the maestro alone.
All right, but first I want you to meet Mr. Stromboli.
I am the maestro, and we have man.
All right, I'll leave you. Take it easy with him. For some reason, he seems a mite fracty.
Maestro, I think we must forget about your teaching Jethro the violin.
No, why?
Well, I have been talking to him, and his attitude towards music is all wrong.
Oh, that's bad. With me, attitude is very important.
I knew that once you heard, you would no longer want to honor your contract.
Oh, yes, attitude is very important. However, it's not so important as the money I get.
But you have never met anyone like Jethro.
I've met Mr. Clampetts.
Oh, but Jethro is nothing like him.
Good.
I don't understand it. You are one of the world's greatest violinists.
The greatest.
Willing to corrupt your art, squander your talent for mere money.
Oh, it's more than mere money. It is alimony payments. I have 6 ex-wives.
About the principle involved.
The only one I know is you miss a payment, you go to jail.
Ed, is the fiddle teacher here yet?
Yeah, he's out front, but we may have wasted our money.
What you mean?
Well, I asked him to teach Jethro redneck romance. He said he didn't know it.
You're greening me. Why, it's #1 back home.
And I told him you'd be just as happy if he'd learned the boy there's a hog jowl where your heart ought to be.
That was sweet of you, Jed. When my husband and me was courting, that was our song.
I know. Then this Sebastian Stromboli told me he'd never heard of that neither.
Huh?
I can understand a fella not keeping up with all the new hits.
But we're talking about there's a hog jowl where your heart ought to be.
I know. It's a standard.
That song's responsible for more weddings than the shotgun.
If he don't know redneck or there's a hog jowl, I wonder what he plays at his concerts.
Can't be all request program.
Out front there now teaching Jethro. I wonder if he'd mind if we listened in.
Not if he don't know we're doing it.
Hey, I've heard that song before, but I can't figure out where. I know! That's the one you was playing at the beginning of the concert last night, right before I dozed off.
It's called tuning up, you oaf.
Hey, that is a catchy little title. Hey, what are the words?
Jethro, there are no words.
And it'll never be a hit. You can't even whistle a melody.
And I thought crickets were bad.
Maestro, if you would rather...
No. Jethro, if you study very hard and practice a great deal, perhaps one day you will know enough violin to realize that you will never play as well as I.
Nobody could dance to it, Jed.
I hope that ain't the best he can do. He's making it up as he goes along.
Sounds like it, too.
Sure he's got Miss Jane bamboozled. Look at her.
Well, at least Jethro's found a way to enjoy it. Playing Cousin Clarence pickle stiff with one broke arm and holding a jug under the other and still make better dancing music than that Stromboli goomer just did.
Beautiful. The only thing that kind of rhythm is good for is stomping the mud off your boots.
And wouldn't you know, the city folks is just dippy over him.
I'd sure like to get him next to someone who could learn him how to play the violin proper.
If he could just hear old Sidearm Jackson or Catgut Calloway or Fiddlin' Sam Dingle.
I'd settle for your cousin Clarence.
I bet you would. But he's back home just like the rest of them big-name entertainers.
There's somebody out here who can play barn dance fiddle. Mr. Flatt and Earl Scruggs ought to know.
Now, wait a minute. That Stromboli fella is supposed to be giving lessons, not taking them.
Granny, I can't turn my back on a man who needs help. Playing the violin is his livelihood. He can't go on fooling the public forever.
You mean the folks might rise up and demand something more than that made-up seesawing?
One of these days, he's going to have to play some real music.
I have to get back to the office now. Are you sure you'll be all right with Jethro?
What harm can he do while he's asleep? But don't tell me. I'll risk it anyway.
I hate to walk out on you.
Oh, I don't mind. You're the first woman to have done it who hasn't asked for alimony.
Hey, Mr. Stromboli.
Well, I see your eyes are open. Of course, with you, that's no guarantee that you're awake.
Well, sure I am. During that last part, I was playing possum.
Well, you stick with it, because I'm sure you're never going to learn to play the violin.
Oh, yes, I will. Got one right back here.
Be strong, Sebastian.
Don't worry. I won't tell nobody I seen you crying during that last number.
The music I was playing made me cry.
No need to. It was dreary, but it weren't that bad.
The first thing we must do is learn the parts of the violin.
Okay. Say, how much you pay for that one, huh?
$50,000.
Wow! That's got to be the slicker in all time. You only paid $16 for mine. Yours ain't no bigger than it.
Stradivarius, ignoramus.
Stradivarius ignoramus, huh? I wonder who made mine. Hey, I see a label in here. It says, made in Texas by Texans. Is this a Stradivarius ignoramus?
No, simpleton.
Oh. Well, let's see which one's got the best tone. You play your ignoramus, and I'll play my simpleton.
Anything would sound better than this conversation.
Hey, Mr. Stromboli, first you was crying, and now you're shaking. Is something upsetting you?
What would there be to upset?
I don't know, but your hand's shivering like a cold dog.
Well, that's my vibrato.
Well, you ought to let Granny take a look at it. She can get rid of anything.
Did you get rid of you?
We'd like to talk to Mr. Stromboli alone.
I don't know if now's a good time. He seems a mite peckish.
Are you Mr. Stromboli?
Whatever that is, I'm it.
How come?
Because I'm an artist.
I didn't know that. You'll have to show me your painting sometime.
Jethro, why don't you wait for us in the parlor?
Okay. Don't you worry, Mr. Stromboli. I'll be right back.
Just like radishes. Mr. Clampett, I can't teach him for any amount of money.
We was kind of expecting this. If you don't know the song...
Well, he doesn't need a teacher, he needs a trainer.
Stop kicking yourself. Help is on the way.
And so am I. You could bring me Paganini, Heifetz, Chrysler, and Yehudi Menuhin, and I still couldn't teach that Jethro the world's great music.
No. If you're gonna play turkey in the straw, play it right.
What's the matter, Jethro? You got an itch?
I'm practicing the violin, you dumb old lowbrow.
You better quit now. You'll never get to sound any better.
Oh, yeah? Mr. Stromboli thinks that I'm a genius.
I don't believe it.
He says that my talent is infinitesimal.
Wait, what's that I hear?
Either Jethro playing the violin or one of Ellie's cats with his tail caught in the screen door.
The piano. Never have I heard such exquisite playing. The hands on that keyboard are the hands of a god.
Come on, Bessie, you're going too fast for me.
I know she could outplay you.
Of course she can. Half the time she's using her feet, too.
Don't stop the music. Where is this genius of the keyboard? Where is he?
But I'm a he. This is all girls.
No, this big ape trying to play the violin was bad enough, but now a monkey playing the piano.
It ain't that special. She can't read music.
But where is my cape? I must fly from this place.
It'd be a lot safer if you took a taxi.
Don't go. There'll be somebody here any minute to give you violin lessons. That's probably him now.
Yeah, Granny.
Good to see you. We got your fiddler, Sam Dingle. There ain't no better.
He's played in the birthplace of the world's greatest music.
La Scala?
Nashville.
Now, that's the kind of music you're going to learn to play.
Ridiculous. You call that music? It's trash, rubbish.
Why, you ignorant idiot.
Let me give you a little tip from one fiddle player to another. You might think my music is trash and rubbish, but I make $2 million a year playing it.
$2 million?
Well, you're going to have a lot better fiddle than the one you got. Something like this.
That's 10 times what I make.
Before you know it, you'll be able to afford some decent clothes, like mine.
$2 million a year.
You bet your bones. How's that go again?
Granny, I do believe he's got promise.
Irene. Sure beats the one I had on my buckboard back in the hills.
You had a siren back there, Granny?
Oh, sure. Our old hound dog Duke used to sit on the seat beside me and
Boy, sure strange to think how crude things was then when you see what we got now.
Good thing I got something this snazzy. After all, I'm competing with them Beverly Hills society sawbones.
This is going to be a good thing for them city folks.
With me on that truck, there'll be a doctor within a few minutes of any automobile accident.
That's for sure. Heck, we caused most of them.
What in tarnation?
Well, I gotta find some patients, Jed. If they won't come to me, I gotta go to them. In 6 years out here, I only found one broken limb to treat.
Yeah. Yonder it is.
We can't have you running all over town, doctor. We need you here.
No, you don't. And it breaks my heart to think how my own family is so healthy. You don't even think enough of me to get the measles or break a finger now and then.
Well, you should have said something. Between the three of us, we might have been able to at least catch a cold for you.
That wouldn't have been enough to keep a doctor like me busy. I was ready to volunteer for the Army Medical Corps.
Yeah, but she figured she could find more people to treat just driving around on the California freeways.
What's Duke taking all that rheumatism medicine for?
Oh, he's gonna take care of finding folks that get lost in snow slides or avalanche.
Oh, good. There's a whole lot of them in Beverly Hills.
Well, you never know when a cold snap might come up. Besides, most of the corn squeezings in there is for the truck. Might run out of gas.
Which leaves about a jug's worth for you.
Well, you heard the old saying, a thimbleful a day keeps the doctor okay.
No, but I've seen your drinking thimble. Come on, we're going to take that cake back to the kitchen.
Wait a minute, Jed. I gotta bring at least a couple of swallows with me to sterilize my instruments in.
Uh-huh, I see. Well, thanks for the advice on meeting fellas, Miss Jane.
Oh, I know all the tricks, Ellie. Unfortunately, a trap is only as good as it's bait. Soap opera time! Why, excuse me, Ellie, I have to hang up now. Today's the day we find out if Rex Goodbody's going to need an operation.
Is he a friend of yours?
Rex Goodbody's a character on A Journey to Misery.
Dear.
I really must go now. Everyone's in my office waiting to hear the diagnosis. Goodbye, dear.
And now, we are happy to present A Journey to Misery.
Granny, you got a four-leaf clover.
Of course I got a four-leaf clover. I'm a physician, ain't I?
I want it so's I can wish Rex Goodbody luck.
Who's Rex Goodbody?
A friend of Miss Jane's. She says he finds out today whether he needs operation or not.
Friend? Why didn't Miss Jane send him to me?
Well, it might be on account he's a little strange. She says he's a character.
City folks are partial to city sawbones. Them scalpel-happy goomers rather cut than cure. They get paid by the stitch.
Right. Maybe that's why she says he's on a journey to misery.
Of course. City quacks living in the dark ages. I ain't found one yet that even heard of a Baptist wings poultice.
Gee, maybe there's still time. Well, she said they was all at her office waiting for the diagnosis.
Then maybe there's still a chance. Ellie, go boil some water. Jethro! We got our first call! Start the siren and go ahead!
Yes, ma'am. As soon as I remember where I left my ham hock.
Start the siren!
Yes, ma'am. Remember where I left my ham hock.
Now, a journey to misery continues.
Tell me, Doctor. I can take it. Do I need an operation?
Gee, I hope the diagnosis is something serious.
Me too. He's been getting the examination for 3 months.
All right, what's going on here?
Today's the day we see if they're going to perform an operation on Rex Goodbody.
Well, I'm going to perform an operation on a few secretaries, like cutting off their salaries.
We're on our lunch hour.
I told you all spare lunch hour time is to be donated to a worthy cause.
Yes, and your idea of one is soliciting new depositors door to door.
That's more constructive than watching this moronic soap opera drivel. It's nothing but ridiculous, mind-paralyzing bunk. Now go and tell all the employees less shirk and more work. Great Scott, the distractions one has to put up with as a bank president. I completely forgot today is the day Rex Goodbody finds out if he needs an operation.
Say it, Doctor. What did the x-rays show?
At least I'm not too late.
Well, here I am. Where's the patient?
Help me, Doctor. This is your friend Rex.
Keep talking, Rex. I'll find you.
Hey, here he is, Granny. On his little TV.
Very well, Rex. As you know, I've given you a complete examination.
I'll bet this is one of them scientific programs where they show a real live operation on a fella from start to finish.
They have them?
Just listen.
I'm afraid you're a very sick man.
No, he ain't sick, you city quack.
The x-ray pictures show it very clearly. Here's one I took last week.
What kind of a doctor can he be? Can't even take a decent snapshot. Anybody can see all he needs is a little tonic.
I'm afraid I can only offer you one slim chance, Rex. An immediate operation.
Never fails. There he goes with the operation. They don't know how to cure nothing, so right away they want to cut something out.
Tomorrow, Rex Goodbody undergoes emergency surgery. How will this affect his already half-crazed wife and 3 children, still reeling from his bankruptcy, the fire that destroyed their home, and the imprisonment of Rex's favorite brother for setting it?
After all, they're having to go through an unnecessary operation.
Granny, maybe that wasn't one of them scientific programs. It might have been just a regular show.
Don't be ridiculous. You suppose folks want to watch that heartbreak and suffering for entertainment?
I guess you're right.
Here, take this down to the truck and don't let nobody know what we're doing.
That'll be easy. I don't know myself.
We're gonna find that Goodbody goober before he gets on the operating table tomorrow.
Well, how come we have to keep it a secret?
'Cause even after seeing what the new miracle drugs like newt eggs and wahoo bark can do, there's still folks that won't accept modern medicine.
Come in.
Mr. Drysdale, you ever heard of Rex Goodbody?
Why, yes. He's on a journey to misery.
That's for sure. I can talk to him right away.
Oh, I think he's terrific, too. In fact, he's a neighbor of yours. Lives on the end of Crestview Drive. His real name is Gene Lothery.
Thanks, I'm on my way.
I heard the siren. Did you find that Goodbody fellow you was after?
We went up to his house, but nobody answered Granny's knock.
I figure he's too weak to move, Jed. I'm gonna pack up a few things and go back up there and get in one way or t'other.
Now, Granny, I hope you ain't planning to sneak it.
Of course not. What kind of a person do you think I am? I'm gonna have Jethro break down the door.
Granny, I think it's fine you're willing to make house calls, but that ain't the way to go about it.
Well, I ain't got time for my usual tact and manners. The poor soul has fallen into the hands of a cut-and-try body whittler.
What?
You know, city doctor. Operate first, examine later.
Hey, maybe the man needs operation.
No, he don't. Anyone can see all he's got is an upset stomach. Every once in a while, it would turn into a bunch of wiggly lines.
Ready? Them wiggly lines was in the TV set.
There you are. And maybe he don't even need tonicking.
This fellow's on the TV?
You should have heard that doctor blabbing about poor old Rex's no-good brother and his half-crazed wife-in-law.
Well, that don't hardly seem necessary.
It's betraying a patient's trust. And there's no telling what else they would have spilled if that fella hadn't interrupted them.
What fella?
The one with the tension headache, looking for the extra-strength pain reliever.
It's a commercial.
That's city doctors for you. It's not bad enough to be telling their patients' secrets on TV. They've got themselves a sponsor.
Gee, you will never guess who's in my office.
Rex Goodbody.
Rex Goodbody. How did you know?
He told me he was coming by.
But why should he come here?
Well, he might want to meet the most important and knowledgeable banker in Beverly Hills. Or, on the other hand, it could be the $50 I offered him.
Offered him $50 just to stop by? What's he bringing, the keys to Fort Knox?
I did it so a fan of his could get a chance to meet him.
Oh, Chief, how sweet of you. But you didn't have to do that for me.
I know, but I did have to do it for Granny.
Lost my head for a moment. Why?
You don't know what a Rex Goodbody fan is until you've seen Granny. She's wild about him. Why, she even went up to his house to try to meet him.
Well, of course, he is a bachelor and very appealing.
Anybody that can keep Granny interested in staying in Beverly Hills is more than appealing. He's money in the bank. Mr. Clampetts' money in my bank. Mr. Goodbody, come in, come in. Well, perhaps I should say, Mr. Lothray. You know, you portray your role of Rex Goodbody so magnificently, it's hard to think of you as someone else.
Compliments I can get from my agent. Where's the $50?
All right. But I'm not going to mince words either. You don't have much longer to live.
What?
You are not going to pull through your operation on that soap opera tomorrow.
What? Who told you?
The producer. They said they wanted something new for the show, something upbeat. So they're killing you off.
But I can't die now. I just bought a new house.
I know. I managed to acquire the mortgage.
I didn't expect to get killed off. I was looking forward to playing a hopeless cripple for a while.
Well, that's too bad. But perhaps I could help you with the mortgage if you would do me a little favor in return.
You know you've got me. What do you want?
First, my $50 back. Next, there's a sweet little old lady who's a big fan of yours. She's dying to meet you. Now, if you can just go up there and put on a little friendship act.
All right. An act's an act. At least I'll still be in show business.
We got company, so be polite. Critters is supposed to be seen and not heard.
Hello, my little chicken.
Saying hello to you, Esmeralda. Stick out your claw. She's probably embarrassed to take hold of your hand. She's been out scratching in the dirt.
Drysdale said to expect anything. Say, my dear, I don't suppose there's a chance that you could be Granny?
Well, heck no, I'm Ellie.
Figures the way my luck's been running. I'm Gene Lothry.
Oh, howdy.
You may know me better as Rex Goodbody. I'm on a journey to misery.
Oh, yeah, Granny's been looking for you.
Yes, I'm looking for her, too.
Thank goodness you made it. I'll take you to her.
Fine.
But you shouldn't be walking. Just lie down in the wheelbarrow.
You're kidding. No, you're not kidding. Look, I am a good sport, but I don't know about this being moved around in a wheelbarrow.
Well, take heart, Mr. Goodbody. Things could be a lot worse.
I guess so. I could be pushing.
All right, Ellie. I got everything thing I need to examine Mr. Goodbody, except my muscle tone tester and my blood pressure checker.
Well, I don't know where that is.
You're holding my muscle tone tester. And my blood pressure checker is behind you on the counter.
Well, there's nothing here but your jug.
That's my blood pressure checker. I give the patient a shot and see how long it takes his nose to turn red.
Hi, Mr. Goodbody. I heard you was here. My name's Jethro.
Hello, Jethro.
Boy, is Granny happy you come. She's been wanting to get her hands on you ever since she seen you on the TV.
Oh, you mean my journey to misery?
I'll bet you're worried about the operation you're having tomorrow.
Oh, yes, you see, I already know I'm not going to pull through.
You wouldn't have to worry if you let Granny take care of you.
No? No mortgages or anything? Tell me, she must be pretty well off.
No. Once in a while, she acts a little strange, but most of the time, she's just as sharp as me.
Well, we can't have everything.
I'll see what's keeping her. Granny!
I wonder, should I marry the old girl?
Granny!
That big idiot would go along with the deal. I'm selling my freedom for money. A little security. Is it worth it? Of course it is.
All right. Come on in here. Let me look you over.
I'm yours to command. You know, you shouldn't hide such a fabulous figure underneath that butcher's smock.
Beg your pardon?
You look a little like a meat cutter.
Only if all else fails. How is your wife taking all this?
My wife? Oh, you mean the one they talk about on television?
You got more than her?
No. And I'm only married to that one for 30 minutes each day. The rest of the time, I'm footloose and fancy-free.
I wonder if the poor woman is half crazed.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Now, let me look you over.
All right. I hope seeing me in person isn't a disappointment.
No, you still look fine to me.
You look like $1 million to me. Several million, in fact.
Reflexes okay.
Granny, you're gorgeous.
Eyesight perfect.
Oh, is this really necessary?
Of course. I gotta make sure that you're in good health. I only seen you on TV 2 or 3 times.
All right, dear. You're the doctor.
That's right. And be sure you remember it. Oh, the curse of being a beautiful woman. I suppose you had the pucker, dapple, phoebus, and skunk fever.
No.
Oh? None of the usual childhood diseases, huh? Here, I'll test your hearing. Hello! Hearing normal. Got any muscle pains here?
Not until you did that. I think I feel a drag.
Don't doubt it. You ever been through an engine raid?
It's late. I must be getting back to my network.
Network? Are you a fisherman?
You can tell by now if I'm right for you. Haven't I passed your test?
Not all of them. But you're going to be okay. I wouldn't even show up for that operation tomorrow.
I won't. Who needs it? Ah, Granny, you and I will have a beautiful life together.
Put me down, you Hollywood wolf. Maybe you can forget your poor half-crazed wife and 3 young'uns, but I can't. You ought to be ashamed ignoring them and carousing around making passes at beautiful women. I know I'm a temptation, but you gotta be strong.
But Granny, sweetheart.
Don't call me that. Now you get out of here before I forget I'm a lady. Daisy, you still got it.
Where you going today, Granny?
Out cruising the freeways looking for broken bodies. Jethro, turn off that TV. Let's get going.
You never told me what happened when you saw Mr. Goodbody yesterday.
I'd rather not talk about it, Jed. His health is all right, But, oh, his character was in miserable shape.
Hey, Granny, come quick. That Goodbody's fella's having his operation anyway, right on the TV.
That blamed fool, I told him he didn't need one.
Maybe he's just awful anxious to get into show business.
All right, Rex. We're almost ready to operate.
Look after my wife and kids, Doc.
You two-face, I know how you really feel about him. A heel that he is, even he don't deserve a needless operation.
We better rescue him.
But where is he?
Look, they'll know at the TV station.
Come on, let's go. There's no time to lose. No time to stop. This is a medical emergency.
Now, we rejoin a journey to misery.
All right. Anesthesia.
Gee, Mr. Drysdale, it's sure nice of you to let us watch Journey to Misery in your office.
My pleasure, girls. Hey, wait a minute. Somebody didn't pay the 10 cents admission.
Helpful, nurse.
Hold it! Drop that scalpel. That man don't need operation. You're all a bunch of quacks.
It's the Hillbillies. I'll be ruined.
Can't do this. We're on the air.
You ain't only bad doctors, you're sissies besides. Kid, he's wearing makeup.
Of course we are. This is a journey to misery.
Well, if you don't mind, Rex Goodbody's going to our house instead. Move him out, Jethro.
Hi, Ma!
Come on, Jethro, get him out.
Going down the road.
Help! Help! Come back here. Stop what you're doing. Help! Help!
I'll go right up and straighten this out, Chief. You don't have a thing to worry about.
That's what you think. I just swallowed 50 cents in change.
Archibald. I'll get you right and comb your hair. Oh, hi, Paul.
Ellie, are you washing your critters in the cement pond?
Well, I have to, Paul. Granny blew a stack the last time I used her bathtub.
Well, I don't blame her. You should have waited till she climbed out.
No.
Besides, you hadn't ought to use the pond anyway. You know how Granny's lye soap eats the cement?
But it's the only place where I can wash all my critters and not have to keep changing the wash water.
Well, you could use a wash tub for your critter cleaning.
Well, but that takes too long. Well, I've been at this for hours already. And you can see Archibald there. Well, I'm still on the A's.
Honey, it just might be you got too many critters. You got over 40 dogs, a scad and a half of cats, rabbits, goats, assorted critters wandering around the place. Beginning to look like the waiting room for the Ark.
Well, don't make me give none away, Paul. Come on, Archibald. Don't shake, Archibald. Archibald holds an awful lot of water.
You don't say.
Well, why don't you do what my dogs do? Give yourself a good shake and lay down in the sun.
Thank you, honey, but there ain't gonna be time. Granny's just about ready to call victuals.
She is, but none of these critters is out yet. Why, they's liable to think Granny's calling them.
Joy, down there in my heart. Found it. I always wanted to try one of these victual bells. Come and get it, family!
We ain't got no cattle.
I know. The rustlers just stampeded off all 3,000 head.
It was Ellie's dogs on the way to the kitchen.
They may have been Ellie's dogs going in, but there's going to be hot dogs coming out.
Granny, that's man's best friend.
Maybe so. But they sure got it in for us old women.
I don't want to see you getting upset again. You wait here while we go and check and see there's no dogs in your kitchen.
Well, if they is, they's going to be wearing buns, mustard, and relish.
At least there ain't no dogs in here.
You can thank me for that. I thought fast and got him into the storage room yonder.
Good finding, Jethro. How'd you do it?
I just used my head. Went in there and hollered, "Vittles, dogs, come get vittles."
Ready to get out of their way.
Looks like she made it, Paul. I don't see nothing out there but dogs.
Dogs and that old sack of flour they's jumping over.
That old sack of flour is your granny.
That tells you, kid. Them four-legged flea farmers run over me without so much as a by your leave.
Looks like you've been knocked clean out of your boots.
Keep laughing or you're going to look that way, too.
They must have got carried off in a rush. Now, where's your glasses?
I don't know. I can't find them without my glasses.
Don't be angry, Granny. Look, Calvin found your boots.
And it's a good thing he did.
And here comes Letitia with your glasses. Wasn't that sweet of her to bring them back to you?
No, it probably wasn't her prescription.
Granny, promise you my quiz won't bother you no more.
You're dang tootin' they won't. Either they hit the road or I do.
Paul?
I'm sorry, honey. I'm afraid her mind is made up.
Okay, Granny, but we sure gonna miss you.
I ain't going nowhere. And by tomorrow morning, the only fur left around here better be on my imitation possum stove.
Now, Ilsa, I don't care if Mr. Drysdale did hire you. If you're going to keep on working here at the bank, you're going to have to learn to speak English instead of German.
Yes.
Well, that's better. However, when being approached by male employees, you must remember an even more important word. No.
No. Yes.
On second thought, just stick to sign language. A good slap in the face.
Miss Hathaway.
Oh, now here comes Mr. Drysdale. Practice the greeting I taught you.
Mr. Morninggood Drysdale.
Still having trouble with the English, eh? Well, perhaps a little private tutoring.
I'll take care of it, Chief.
Yes. Well, my wife's coming by this morning with one of her paranoid poodles. When she gets here, tell her I'm in conference for the next month.
Milburn! I saw you, Milburn.
How do you do, Mrs. Drysdale? Claude?
Milburn, come out from where you're hiding. You know Claude senses every nuance of your rejection of him. All right. I see you. Milburn, come out of there. You look like a sniper.
Don't give me any ideas.
Milburn, how dare you threaten Claude just after he's been clipped?
I'm the one who's been clipped. $35, he looks worse than when he went in.
His hair's still in rollers. Claude just doesn't have the patience to sit under the dryer.
Now, you quit wasting my money on beauty shots for this mutt. He already wears more makeup than you do.
Milburn, stop it. I will not have your sharp tongue undoing Claude's 3 years of psychoanalysis.
Then get him out of here.
Oh, how can you speak that way to your own dog? I think the only creature you care for is that Clampett animal.
I like Duke.
I was talking about Jed.
I'm busy.
Oh, you bourgeois merchant. A haircut always depresses Claude, and I brought him here for a pick-me-up.
I'll give him one. I'll pick him up and throw him right out.
You have insulted your child for the last time.
For the last time, he is not my child. He's not even my dog.
Very well. We'll see how your love for animals springs up when I tell the city dog catcher how many unlicensed dogs there are at the Clampetts.
Oh, Margaret, no.
And I hope he has room in his truck for Granny.
Oh, please, Margaret.
Claude. Don't waste your breath apologizing to us. We have neither the desire to listen nor the time. Claude is late for his dancing lesson.
Ellie, what have you been doing?
Oh, painting signs to give away my dogs.
Well, I hope you got as much paint on the signs as you did on yourself.
Oh, yes, sir. They's all done and up out in front.
Good. And you put on each one, free dogs to good home?
Oh, yes, sir. That's on 2 of them. Of course, I can't help it if the signs don't do no good and nobody comes.
Oh, somebody will come. I best go check them.
Oh, well, the weather's getting kind of cool out there, Paul. I'd best let you know when it's warm enough to go out.
And when do you suppose that might be?
Next summer?
Better look at these signs for Granny season.
Well, Paul, if that's all you trust me, it's going to hurt my confidence.
Better that gets hurt than Granny takes after you. At least with a hurt confidence, you can still sit down. Where's the sign?
Well, there's one. Can't you see it?
Ellie, the only way anybody could read that from the car is if they drove right through the front door. And it ain't only too small. It don't spell nothing. The letters is all backwards.
Well, they ain't if when you hold them up to a mirror.
All right, Ellie, I'll put up the signs. You and Jethro drive down to the pet shop and see can they take some of your dogs.
Oh, Paul.
Now go on and don't you worry. Whilst you're gone, I'll try talking Granny into letting them stay.
Do you think you can?
Maybe, but it's going to be harder than giving a bath to a bobcat. Oh, Granny, nice to see you in such a good mood. Well, anyway, I'd like to have another little talk with you about the critters.
I've said all I'm gonna. And that is, if they is here tomorrow, I won't be.
Well, now, you're forgetting the nice things about them.
I never knew none. If they ain't underfoot, they sleeping. If they ain't sleeping, they's eating.
They sound a little like Jethro, don't they?
I have to put up with it from him. He's family. But I don't from critters. Ah! There's one now.
I believe he's helping you with your dusting.
I don't need no help with my housework. Besides, he's doing a sloppy job.
Look yonder. He's mopping your floor.
Yeah, and chewing up my best mop.
They're showing you they love you and want to ease your burden.
If they want to ease my burden, they can ease themselves right out the door. And it goes for raccoons, too.
He's helping you pick up.
You're wasting your time, you furry little hot-smoking sassafras. What's that?
We love you, Granny. Granny is dog's best friend. Now what do you say?
All right, I'll give them one more chance. The critters can stay.
Granny, you got a soft heart.
Yeah, and a head to match.
You'll be glad you changed your mind.
Oh, I am already. I think I'm going to cook up a special treat for all them darling little varmints.
I'm getting kind of hungry myself.
I'm going to fry up some fish heads and throw in some goat tripe and some gopher.
I can hardly wait to dig in.
That's what I'm giving the dogs. I'll fetch you a piece of cake.
Ellie, when did you and Jethro get back from the pet store?
Oh, a little bit ago. Why, he's waiting on the truck around the corner.
Run out of gas?
Oh, no, sir. Hey, did Granny fall for my critters' tricks and my signs and all?
Oh, well, I'm relieved to know it was you who was behind this. I'd hate to think it was your monkey, Bessie, that thought it all up.
Oh, no, sir, I thought it up. She just painted the sign.
Well, yeah, your granny melted like a snowball on a hot griddle.
You mean all my critters can stay? Well, Miranda and Esmeralda and Aubrey and Elma and Letitia and Forley and Boris and Natalie.
Ellie, you go enjoy them. By the time you're all through naming them, Granny may have kicked them out again.
Ellie, I'm tired of waiting.
Why didn't you come in with Ellie?
Well, you explain, Jethro. I gotta go tell Bessie that Granny ain't mad no more.
Ellie wanted you to wait. Any more of her dogs around the truck and folks would think it was a butcher wagon.
Yeah, driving home from the pet shop, I pretty near got licked to death.
Wait a minute. I see some strange faces. Are you sure these are all the same dogs you left here with?
Heck no. We left here with none.
None?
Yeah, these is all new ones Ellie bought at the pet shop. Said she couldn't stand to see them in cages.
Good thing Granny's got over her mad about critters.
Down in my heart. Down in my heart. Jed, come get your cake. Fiddle!
Wait, he didn't mean you. Stop. Hold it. Granny.
Mark my words. If I find one critter still around here by sundown, I'm gonna make a rug out of him.
I don't think Granny's over her mad yet.
Good thinking, boy. Now I know what they mean about a place going to the dog.
Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. Oh, hi there, Fifi.
Hello, Ellie Mae.
What is it, Ellie?
Oh, Jethro just dropped me off. We've been driving around looking for a nice place away from the house to keep my dogs.
Well, that's a good idea, Ellie.
Yeah, but we ain't having no luck.
Well, did you try a boarding kennel?
Oh, I couldn't lock them up nowhere.
I'm afraid that's the only place you're going to find.
Well, unless you want to keep them here in my office.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Drysdale.
Do something.
You mean tell her to get the dogs out of the bank?
Of course not. Mr. Clampetts' money might go with them.
What can I do? You extended the invitation.
First of all, get Fifi out of here. Claude will go mad if he finds a strange dog's hair on her coat. Now, wait a minute, Ellie.
Oh, Ilsa, good. I want you to take a dog for a walk. Do you understand? I meant Fifi. Just walk her up and down in front of the bank until I take her for her clipping. Understand?
No.
I'll be right back, Chief.
And hurry! At least you can let me have my own chair. Forget it. I'll just sit on the floor.
Howdy, Elsa.
73 million.
Thank you. Must be true about clothes making the man. Put on a new shirt this morning, and already I'm causing a stir.
Ich verstehe nicht.
Say, your English is getting real good.
No.
I come by to pick up Ellie, but what about you and me going for a ride first, huh?
Oh, no. Wait hour one. Clip Fifi.
An hour to give a dog a haircut? I seen how they do that in the pet shop. Come on.
Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. What you doing down here doing business hours?
Mr. Clampett, Granny, the Commerce Bank is now in chaos.
Oh, you opened up a new branch, huh?
Congratulations.
You don't quite understand. Mr. Drysdale means that Ellie's bringing her dogs to the bank is causing a bit of trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, no. Don't be offended. We'll make room for the little darling. I'll put Miss Hathaway's desk out in the parking lot.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry Ellie brought the animals down there. She was supposed to find a place to board them.
I'll board her when she gets back.
Well, I can appreciate Ellie's not wanting to have the dogs locked up.
Well, I couldn't stand for them to be put in a powder someplace like that neither. But if they can't stay here, and she won't find a place to board them, well, then I reckon we gotta give them away.
Mr. Clampett, look what Jethro did to my Fifi.
I'd be happy to, ma'am, but I don't even know what your Fifi is.
This is Fifi, you clod. Look at the way Jethro clipped her.
I'm sorry, Miss Drysdale. Looks like the boy cuts hair the way he cuts meat.
What do you mean? Jethro is a genius. Fifi is the first dog in her block to have a psychedelic hairdo.
Speaking of hair, I think you flipped your wig.
Oh, you. Just wait until you see your electric razor.
What?
Jethro used it on Fifi, the new one on your desk.
Oh, she must mean the shave the Bankers Association gave you for being Fleecer of the Year.
It's time for Fifi's sauna bath. Do thank Jethro again for me.
Margaret, a sauna bath?
Later, Milburn. I must be off.
She's off, all right. I just hope she's not dangerous.
Well, now the only critter problem you have is with Granny.
Don't worry. I reckon there's enough problem there for everybody. Ready? For the last time, why don't you let the critter stay another week? It won't be no skin off your nose.
I ain't taking no chances. I've already lost enough skin to him. And not off my nose, neither.
I declare, it's easier to change the weather than your mind.
Ellie got the dogs ready?
Yeah, Jethro's got the sign out front, too.
Good.
Oh, Archibald. Don't go stepping in the mud. Bye now, my little friend. Now, don't y'all forget to ride.
Ellie, I wouldn't count on that last.
Just a paw print on a Christmas card.
Okay, I got the sign up. Free dogs to good homes.
Did you paint a big one?
Yes, ma'am. 8 by 12 feet. I used one of the garage doors.
We can put it back. Can you see it from the street?
Oh, yes, sir. It's real close to the street. As a matter of fact, it's blocking the street. Leastways it was.
Okay, Granny. They's all ready to go.
Hey, how about me giving Archibald a haircut? We don't want people to think he's a hippie.
Get it, boy. We seen a sample of your work.
Which one you want to give away first, Granny?
I don't know.
Well, look 'em over.
They're as much a part of our family as you and Jethro.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Speaking of Jethro, where is he?
Hey, where's Archibald? Come here, Archibald. You can stay.
He's coming. I just give him a little trim. Come on, Archibald. This was what was under all that.